drinking some tea because it feels good to me. I enjoy a good tea drink, okay? But today I just wanted to have a conversation. I want to talk to you on a person, woman to woman, friend to friend level. Because I see so many very smart, highly capable, just absolutely amazing women and men who have you've used your talent, skill, and abilities to build someone else's dream. You're able to speak into so many other people's lives and help them. And I've seen this happen so many times. So today we're going to talk about the 3 P's of self-sabotage and why smart, talented, called people never build the business God gave them. This is a complete devastation, and I am here as your coach, your friend, your mentor to give you real truth. And so the number one reason why I see a lot of people who have great potential, the reason why they don't venture out and build the business that God gave them to build is because they procrastinate. Procrastination comes because are full of anxiety, and anxiety robs you of your capacity to do what God's giving you to do. You dream about your business, you think about that business, and you have everything but the motivation to go get it done. All right. And so procrastination isn't laziness. It's fear disguised as preparation. It's that you, because we need to get a hold of this procrastination. And so people will say, and this could be you, I've been a procrastinator too, where I allow fear to stop me from doing what I know I could do. And so you'll say things like, I'm waiting for my logo. I'm waiting for my website. I'm waiting to set up my LLC. I want to get more clarity. I want to pray about it. But God then gave you dreams. He's gave you ideas. He's gave you a passion. He's gave you a mission, and you still waiting. And meanwhile, God's already told you to move. A lot of us, we think we need more prayer time, but really we need obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. All right. And so procrastination is often perfectionism disguised. Procrastination is often perfectionism wearing a disguise. You don't need more information. You need implementation, meaning you need to apply what you've already learned. And while you're waiting for more clarity, you got to understand God is not a God that's wasteful. And if you haven't done what he's told you to do with the information he's giving you, why, woman of God or gentleman, why do you think God's going to give you more? He said, if I can trust you with a few things. And so are you being faithful with that few things? And a lot of y'all, you ain't got no few things. You got a whole lot of power you packing. And yet you're still sitting there talking about, but God, but Lord, I don't know. I need more clarity. And that just might mean you need a coach. That may just mean you need to get a real mentor. There's only so far YouTube University can take you. You need to go and get a real coach. All right. And so you do not need more information. You need implementation. You do not need another course. You need a deadline. And that's where Coach Faye come in. We ain't doing no more around the circle we go. What is you doing? What is the goal? Take the leap. And so the second P is procrastination. This is a silent killer of destiny and purpose, boy. If I gotta tell you, I've helped many, many people launch their business, launch their dream, write their book, drop their course, open their program, build their brick and mortar business. I've been able to be blessed enough to coach these people. These are some phenomenal entrepreneurs, and they have just been able just to have such an impact. But I've seen where perfectionism has them in a chokehold, boy. And so people that struggle with perfectionism, you want the perfect website, the perfect offer, the perfect branding. You want to feel perfectly confident. Sorry, girl, but you never gonna feel 100%. Like you're not gonna ever get to 100% where you like it's absolutely perfect. There's always room for improvement, and so you want everything to be perfect before your launch, and that's the problem. Perfectionism does not exist. All right, you gotta understand and know that God's giving you the mental, the dream, the business. And because you are in fear, and that perfectionism is nothing but fear, and it's probably wrapped in a dose of people pleasing, because you worry about what they're going to say. Oh, if I lunch this, what they're going to say, what they're going to think. Mm-mm. You got to get past that imposter of perfectionism. You see, perfectionism is nothing but imposter syndrome. See what I'm saying? All right. And so God isn't waiting on you to be perfect. He's waiting for you to be obedient. And you can be perfect after you publish it. You know that, right? You can always go back and update, all right? You cannot perfect what you never launch. I want you to feel this. I know it may be heavy, but you cannot perfect what you will not launch. You see, imagine that you had a apple tree seed, a seed for apple tree in your hand. But you're like, oh my God, I gotta wait for the perfect weather. I gotta wait for the perfect, amount of water. I want to wait for all these things to line up perfectly. I'm just gonna hold it in my hand, or I'm just gonna put it in a drawer. What's gonna happen to that seed? You'll never have the apple tree if you're doing that. And so I want you to begin to move and know that, again, God is not waiting on your perfection. God's waiting for your obedience. And the last P is paralysis. Now, paralysis ain't no joke. Analysis paralysis will definitely put you out the game real quick, all right? And as your momentum velocity coach, I'm here to help you get up out of that loop. Get up out of that loop, woman of God. And so this is what paralysis looks like. You overthink. Have any of y'all taken an idea that God gave you and you done overthought that thing so many times that now you done got confused about what he said originally? You done overthought and overthought and overthought, and to the point you don't even know what he said. You've overthought so much that you don't even remember what the mission was because you don't overthought it. Some of y'all, you got the ability to over and outthink yourself out of the destiny God told you to do. You got such a genius way to overthink yourself out of everything. God gave you a word, God gave you a dream, God gave you a business idea, God gave you all these things, and you will overthink yourself to the point where you don't know or if you coming or going. You don't know where you at because you didn't thought that thing all the way down to an atomic level. And now we all confused. I can talk about this because this was me. I would overthink like crazy. And then be like, what you say? God, what you say? Trying to read through my notes. God, what was said? And so you overthink, you overanalyze, you over research, you over pray, you over planning over there. But the thing about it is you're never executing. You constantly in research mode, but there's no execution. There's no launch point. Your baby inside of your womb and got so big, or some of y'all, I like to say, you constipated. You got so much in you that now you feel such pressure. Now you angry. Now you jealous. Now you slick gossiping. Now you comparing yourself. Why is that, woman of God? Why is that, man of God? That's because you in paralysis and you in disobedience because you have not launched. Preparation without execution, it literally voids everything. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be a good steward. I want you to think. I want you to analyze. I want you to do your due diligence. But you better do that with a plan to actually launch. You need to launch. Launch out in the deep. And a lot of times you end up in a space of your comfort zone. That's a big reason why you fail to launch. Because you are too comfortable. You're too comfortable. And you like, I'm scared. But what if Peter was afraid to walk out of the water? Walk out on that water. He would have never knew that he could walk on it. And so you are so afraid of getting it wrong, of failing, of what they're going to say, or am I going to fail? Or what if it happens? What if I succeed? What my boss going to say? What my friends going to say? That you are now in a state of paralysis, analysis paralysis. And I just want you to know that some people, and I've seen this happen as a business coach myself for years, I've seen some people spend years preparing for a business. You spent years behind the desk of somebody else, another entrepreneur's business. You've used your talents and abilities at your job, and God bless you for helping that amazing entrepreneur. But you got a business and a call inside of you. And you spent years preparing for your business that could have already reached six figures. You could have already hit your 6 months mark. You were supposed to been launched years ago. But because of fear, because of analysis, because you overthinking, because you overanalyzing, because you over praying, God's already told you what to do, and yet you're still going back, God, you sure? That's called false humility. That's not real humility. If God say, take the mountain, and you say, you sure? But God, I don't feel worthy. That means you are in negative faith, which is fear, which is you are in agreement with demonic over what thus said the Lord. God forbid if that is you, woman of God. It is time to get past that. It is time for you to put your big girl pants on and be in obedience, to take the step. And that just may mean you need a coach. You need a mentor. It's only so far YouTube University can take you. And I love YouTube University. I still am a student of a lot of leaders that one day I will be in their program. But it's only so far it's going to take me. I have to launch out. I have to start. You got to start the business. You have to write the book. You have to start the brick and mortar organization. You have to do what you are passionate about. You dream about that job. I mean, you dream about that career. You dream about that business. Some of y'all, you are so gifted. You're such a gifted expert. And yet you are allowing fear and comfort to imprison you. Like, I really want you to feel this, because I've seen some people spend years preparing for a business that could have launched 6 months ago. You could have already been in go mode. And now you're behind. You don't know what that disobedience is costing you. And you see it in the Bible where God told the children of Israel, he told them, go, I'm going to give you that land. That's the promised land. It's yours. Yes, it got giants. Yes, it got all this stuff going on, but I allowed the giants to be there to build it for you. All you got to do is go take it. And they went in and they spied on the land. Hear me. They spied on the land. What does that mean? The giants didn't see them because they went in as spies. And they went in to bring a report back to the leaders, Moses and them. They came back and 2 was like, we can take it. And 10 came back. Oh, yes, it is, honey. It is flourishing. Oh, my God, the fruits are so juicy, so big. Oh, my God. But we are like we're so little. We're nothing compared to them people. How you know how them giants see you when you were supposed to be spying? See what I'm saying? And so you see right there, that's how they saw their self. And so I'm saying this to say, you're overanalyzing and failure to launch your business, failure to take the leap. It shows me how you see yourself. It shows me that you're probably struggling with inferiority. You're struggling with self-sabotage. You're struggling with this constant doubt of the God-given gift of you. You're willing to give and pour into everybody else, but yet you still refuse to do what you know you're good at. How many other people have you given them such great ideas and they've gone out and killed the game? They've gone out and did amazing, and yet you still sitting there thinking about it. I want you to begin to think about, how do you see yourself? Because a failure to launch lets me know you're not seeing yourself the way God sees you. I want you to ask God, show me how you see me, God. And if you need to borrow my belief in you, I want to tell you, you're following this podcast. This podcast is strategically designed to help you leap, to help you launch. I'm a business coach to help people get into momentum and into productivity and to launch what God put in them. Like, I'm not here for the foolery. I'm not here just to give you another program or another course. When you come to Faye, you better know we launching. You better know you are 6 months from domination. You are 6 months from your life being changed, period. God's given me the ability to be a midwife to so many people. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity to help birth so many people destinies, to literally be the first one to see the destiny and help them push it forward. Such an honor. But I want you to know that analysis is not helping you. That analysis paralysis is not helpful. All right. Knowledge without action becomes another form of fear. And God tells in his word that knowledge puffs up. Meaning, like, think about anything that puffs up, that means there's like a congestion. You got all this knowledge and now you're overwhelmed. Now you're so congested. Now you're so constipated. There's so much pressure. It's because you have not done what God told you to do. Some of you got a whole book catalog in you. Some of you got such a dynamic coaching business in you. Some of you are an amazing speaker. And yet you won't speak because you're afraid. Or either you are afraid because you launched and you may have failed. That wasn't a failure. That was information. And if you take that negative feedback and re-loop it, launch again, you can be successful. Or you were hurt or you were offended. And now these things have begun to make you get into a state of fear and analysis and procrastination and paralysis, that you are in direct disobedience because you know God gave you that business. You know you are the generational curse breaker in your bloodline. You know there's more in you. And yet you sitting there, woman of God. You're sitting there. You sitting there, man of God. And you don't know how to be a Christian, but I'm telling you, business is more spiritual. Entrepreneurship is more spiritual than natural. Why do you think you still stuck? Why do you think you still in your comfort zone? Why do you think you fear everything? Because it's spiritual. Because it's neurological. Because it's deeper than what meets the eye. And I'm here to point that thing out, okay? And so, the business isn't stuck. You hear me? Ain't nothing wrong with your business, baby. Your business is not stuck. The decision is. You haven't made a decision. You have not made a decision. And so here's the real root. I want you to hear me. I want you to really listen to this. Most businesses, like I said before, are not the problem. Most business problems are not business problems. It's spiritual. It's identity problems. It's how you see you. And if I can do one thing and help you see you the way God sees you, you do know God sent you to earth with a purpose and a destiny and a call and a gift and great talents and abilities. But you don't see you the way God needs you to see you. You still sitting there scared, acting like that helpless little girl or helpless little boy. You're not helpless no more. And I came from a place of child abuse where I was dogged out and I was mistreated. But that wasn't the end of my story. I had to get up. And I'm talking to you. And so if you're a person and you struggle with identity problems, I want you to think about what I'm about to say. Because these are the people who say, I don't know what to sell. You have an identity issue. You're not able to see yourself the way God sees you. You don't see what other people see in you. Have you ever seen somebody who was jealous of you? And you're like, what they jealous for? I'm over here fighting for my life and here they are jealous. It's because you need to begin to pray to God and say, God, help me see myself the way you see me, God. And I want you to add another level. God, help me to see myself the way my haters see me. Because while you're thinking, oh, it's just a little oil. Did you not see what that widow did with that little oil? So that little oil can change the whole world, can change the whole bloodline. But because you got excusitis and you got all these limiting beliefs and my little gift to speak, my little program, my little book. Who gonna buy my book? My little this. Got to get past that, woman of God. Got to get past that. Or you're saying stuff like, I don't know how to market. I don't know. I don't know. Or I don't know how to charge. They can have it for free though. What? Come on now. That's an identity problem. And underneath that is fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success and fear of criticism. I want you to, I know it's tight, but it's right. You see what I'm saying? And I'm helping you. I'm helping you get free right now. And so I used to be a homeless single mom. I had to start over multiple times. But that same homeless single mom that was sleeping in her car was able to build her first business while in a homeless shelter. Because I literally was sleeping in my car behind a hospital. My daughter had to have open heart surgery. And so she was in the NICU. I wasn't going to leave my baby, but I could not tell the hospital I'm homeless because I didn't want them to take my kid from me. And so while my kid was in the hospital, I'm sleeping in my car outside during the day when they shut off visitation. I'm still trying to get in contact with homeless shelters. A homeless shelter finally reached out in Memphis, Tennessee. Big shouts to you. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity because they gave me like the base. They gave me my basic foundation of home. And so I still am sleeping outside in the hospital. I go to work, I get into the program, and I take all those life skills they gave me. And the one that really stood out was financial literacy. And I learned about credit. And my credit was so toe up. I didn't even know about credit, y'all. But I learned in the homeless shelter. And so I went and fixed my own credit because during that time, my car was totaled. So I'm going through all, I'm homeless. My daughter's sick. My car gets totaled by a drunk driver. And I try to go to get a new car. I had a little big job as a CNA at Methodist Germantown Hospital. And y'all, they tell me, man, we can't give you a gift card because, baby, your credit is horrible. And I'm like, oh, what's a credit? And the guy, the car salesman was like, usually we don't do this, but I'll show you your credit score. And so he gave me the printout. And I'm sitting there like, whoa, what is this? And I began to research. I began to go and fix that credit. And once I started fixing my credit, it hit me. Oh, my God. I know if my credit's bad, there's got to be other people's credit that's bad. And so I made a post on Facebook. And I was able to, from my pain, build a credit repair empire, generating anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 a month in sales. I kid you not. Homeless 23-year-old. $50,000 to $75,000 in sales every single month. I had no idea about marketing. I had no idea about sales. I just had drive and a will to go get it. And from there, I fell off. Once I built out of that, I'm telling you my story because I want you to know there's no excuse. I want you to know that you can get back up. So I built that business and I was so successful. And I was so just on cloud nine. And I got married and I met my amazing husband and we got married and my husband had to move to Tampa, Florida. And I get out there, nobody knows me. I ended up losing the business because I got pregnant, lost that first baby from a miscarriage. Got pregnant fast too. Lost that baby, had a miscarriage, then I got pregnant again. And that time I had twins. And I lost one of the twins. And the doctor was like, hey, you got to stop working because if you don't, you're going to lose the baby. And so literally ended up losing everything. Ended up having to start all the way over. Ended up in depression. Ended up in super anxiety. Ended up with all these crazy thoughts. And the Lord, in his mercy, allowed me to start over. And it started over. I began to share and speak to women going through sex trafficking and speak to men and women who were facing homelessness. I began to write books. I began to build a coaching business. I began, as I'm literally raising my kids and being a wife and literally moving throughout uncertainty. You see, I always tell my clients and people that I serve and love, it ain't got to be perfect, but it's got to get done. And the only way through it is to do it. And you can't sit there waiting for it to be perfect because it never will. Your comfort zone is never going to motivate you to get your butt up. So you just got to say, you know what? I'm doing it. It ain't got to be perfect, but it's going to get done. You understand what I'm saying? And so I want you to hear that everything's not going to be perfect. It's not going to make sense. All your little check marks not going to be checked off most times. It'll be literally like you trying to travel from California all the way to Florida, but I can't go until I can see all the red lights. What? What are you talking about? Because that don't make sense. You got to put one foot in front of the next foot. And that's even biblical. God said, I cannot trust you with many things because you can't be faithful over a few. He said, I'll make you ruler. When you're faithful over a few things and you keep looking at your little oil, you keep saying, oh, but I just can cook. Oh, I just got this book. Oh, I just sing. Oh, I just got a program idea that I know will transform so many lives. Oh, I just got this nonprofit. Oh, I always wanted to open up a bakery. It's just a little bakery. What? You sound like that foolish man that had the one talent. And I don't want you to find yourself in his predicament when God comes looking for a return on the investment he gave you. And so you have no choice but to launch. You have no choice but to take the leap and do it in the name of Jesus. And you give it all you got because God's going to meet you. He's going to meet you in the leap. But you got to take one step for God to take his three. See what I'm saying? Faith without works is dead. Hear Christians all the time talking about, I got to go pray about it. What? God already told you what to do. And you still gonna go back and pray? When the perfect God already told you what to do? That don't make sense. Don't make sense. That's fear talking. That's not faith. Okay? And so this was not because I didn't move because everything was perfect. I moved because I needed to jump in order to break the loop of self-sabotage. Okay? And so most people don't need more information. They don't need structure. I mean, most people don't need more information. You need structure. You need accountability. You need a roadmap. And you need someone who can help you stop spinning your wheels and start moving forward. That's why I created the LEAP program. It's a small cohort of entrepreneurs that got a business, a dream inside of them. And LEAP stands for launch, execute, activate to profit. Okay? And so I want to invite you. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. I ain't tripping. Okay? If it's for you, it's for you. One thing I do not do is drag people because I know what it takes to leap. And you need to be ready because it's going to be days you're going to be mad at me. It's going to be days where you're going to be like, I'm so sick of her. But I'm not your coach to be your friend. I'm your coach to get you into momentum and get you into alignment and help you birth that destiny. And so I want to invite you to join the coaching program. If you are tired of procrastinating and overthinking, you're tired of watching others build what God called you to build, I'm opening a very limited number of spots inside the LEAP program. And this isn't for people who just need information. Go Google it. ChatGPT it. Claude is your best friend, okay? This is for people who are ready to execute. And so I want you to know that this is your key. This is a key. And I may not be the coach for you because I go hard. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be in your face. I am a drill sergeant, okay? I just don't know no other way to do it. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna keep it all at 1,000. I'm gonna be professional, but I'm gonna let you know, hey, what you doing? Understand what I'm saying? And I'm not here to help you continue to spin your wheels. I'm here to help you launch this thing and make an income and do what God called you to do. And so, y'all, if you love this episode, I want you to share it with a friend. I want you to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next episode.